Hello everyone, Ryan here. So I decided to do this tag, which is called the Alice in Chains Facelift tag. Of course, Alice in Chains is a well-known band, grunge band, alternative band, rock band, whatever you want to call them. This tag was created by GoIndieNow, I believe. I hope I got that name right. There's a lot of questions. They're all based on the Alice in Chains album titled Facelift. So I'll just get right into them. Number one is We Die Young. Name an artist you loved that died way too young. For me, I'm going to go with Lane Staley. Lane Staley was, of course, the original singer of Alice in Chains. And yeah, if you haven't heard any Alice in Chains song by now, their stuff is very easy to find on YouTube and other areas of the internet. He's always been one of my all-time favorite rock singers. He could always sing with such great emotion and passion. Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, he passed away, I believe, of an overdose of some kind. I want to say back in 2001 or early 2000. But yeah, definitely Lane Staley. Number two, Man in the Box. Name a series that trapped you from the moment you started reading or watching it. So for this, I'm going to go with Breaking Bad, the TV series. I actually ended up watching it way after everyone else did. Usually I don't like to watch TV shows that are happen to be overhyped. Because I don't know, I guess I'm just weird that way. But yeah, I definitely enjoyed Breaking Bad. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did. Bryan Cranston, he definitely surprised me with his performance, because before that, I only knew him from playing the part of that dad on the other show, Malcolm in the Middle, which I know a lot of other people saw him in that too. But yeah, he definitely surprised me in Breaking Bad. And I also really liked the ending, although I wasn't expecting it to be as emotional as it was, but definitely liked it. So number three, Sea of Sorrow. Name a song, poem, book, or movie that makes you tear up every time. Hasn't really been anything like song, book, or poem that's made me tear up, but one song that pops into my head is To Live Is to Die by Metallica. It's one of their instrumental songs, and it's off of their album And Justice for All. And to me, it doesn't sound like a typical Metallica song, though it does have an obvious heavy metal sound to it, quality, tone. But it also has some awesome classical guitar stuff. And yeah, it's very emotional. And then there's even one spoken word part kind of towards the end, which James sings. And I believe it's actually some kind of poem, like a short poem that their bass player Cliff Burton wrote sometime before they recorded, well, way before they recorded that album, but I don't know, sometime after they recorded, like, I want to say Master of Puppets or Ride the Lightning. And yeah, it's definitely, for me, the very first time I heard it, I was still in high school, many years ago. So, and for me, it was the first time I heard it. It was definitely one of the most emotional songs I had ever heard. And yeah, it definitely made me feel something. To this day, every time I listen to it, it definitely makes me feel at least somewhat grateful to be alive and to be able to experience this, weird, awesome, chaotic thing that we call life. And so yeah, I feel like anytime a song can make you feel grateful to be alive, it's definitely worth talking about and sharing with the entire world. So definitely check it out if you can. I'll provide a link to it if you'd like to listen to it. So that was number three. Number four, Bleed the Freak. Name a book or movie that you quote way too much. For me, I guess I don't really quote books or movies that much. usually when I'm hanging out with my friends, like we'll end up talking about a particular scene, like reminding ourselves, especially if it's a comedy, we end up reminding each other of certain scenes that made us laugh the most. And yeah, sometimes once in a while we'll end up quoting certain movies, but even then it's nothing like deep or really that meaningful. Just, you know, we end up quoting, usually when we quote movies it's just to make each other laugh. So I don't know. Number 5, I can't remember the name of the book, movie, band you always try telling somebody about, but you always forget the name or get it mixed up with something else. This never really happened to me. Actually, it's more like usually sometimes I'll forget the name of a song or a band or an actor, but I don't really like get them confused for other names. So yeah. Number 6, love, hate, love. Name a book, movie, album, band that you love that everyone else hates. For this one, I'm gonna go with Tool, the band Tool. They've been around for a while. Not everybody likes Tool, but majority of their songs are, I guess you could call them progressive. They do technically have like a heavy metal aspect, alternative metal, hard rock. But a lot of their songs also have a lot of experimentation. Some of them end up kind of creating these, I guess what you could call like soundscapes, or I don't know, something like that. But yeah, Tool, but that's just one of many. There's a lot of other bands that I listen to, most of which nobody's ever really heard of, like a lot of death metal bands, thrash metal bands, local bands here too. There's a couple of local bands that I actually like, which not everyone else happens to like in my city, which kind of sucks, but you know, hey, you can't please everybody. So number 7, it ain't like that. Name a book, movie, song that everyone always gets wrong when they talk to you about it. I don't know. Well, first off, none of my friends really ever talk to me about books, or definitely not books. Sometimes movies, never really songs. Sometimes sometimes they both kind of annoy me, like when one of my friends ends up hating a movie that I actually enjoy. But then it like annoys me even more when they end up like interpreting the entire meaning of the movie, and that's like the main reason why they don't like the movie to begin with. But yeah, I mean, everybody, you know, is open to interpreting things however they want to. So as far as that goes, I mean, I don't know, I want to say, like, most recently I saw the movie Alien Covenant, and I really liked it. But I know a lot of my friends, unfortunately, didn't like it as much as I did, or didn't like it at all. I guess because they were expecting it to be like just some basic horror fest, something, I don't know, something or other. And then that too, like, they didn't really like, a lot of my friends don't really have the attention span that it takes to actually bother paying attention to some kind of, you know, any complex story, but especially anything involving science fiction or extraterrestrial life, or so. But yeah, Alien Covenant, which by the way is an awesome movie. I do recommend watching it if you haven't seen it already. Though, of course, I also recommend watching Prometheus first before watching Alien Covenant, because Alien Covenant is a sequel to Prometheus. So, even though technically the entire story is supposed to take place way before any of the original Alien movies, so yeah. Number 8 is Sunshine. Name your feel-good book, album, or movie. I don't know. There's a lot of different movies or albums that I'll listen to. For albums, I'll just definitely anything by Metallica. Yeah, which I believe I mentioned a couple times before in other videos. Yeah, whenever I'm feeling down or just frustrated over anything, doesn't matter what it is, I'll just listen to either a couple Metallica songs, or usually I end up listening to an entire Metallica album, and then yeah, it always cheers me up, even if only for a couple minutes, a couple hours, yeah. But no album in particular, or movie in particular, or book in particular. Number 9, Put You Down. Name the book you can't put down, or movie you can't stop watching even though you should. I don't know. For a movie, I mean, I guess I do like to watch a lot of like obscure, independent kind of movies. Also comedies. One movie I've seen over and over is This Is the End, which of course it stars James Franco, Seth Rogen, Jonah Hill, a bunch of other guys. It's pretty hilarious. I watched it I don't know how many times, definitely more than 12 or 14. Yeah, I just find it to be really hilarious. And not only that, but I like the story. And yeah, I mean, granted, I know like a lot of people wouldn't exactly consider it to be Oscar worthy, but it always makes me laugh. So yeah, I choose that one. Number 10, Confusion. Name a book, movie, or album you just don't get. I don't know, pretty much any kind of pop music. I know a lot of people do like the pop stuff, like Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, I don't know who else, Taylor Swift, and I've never been able to get into that music to begin with, let alone an entire album. Yeah. I mean, if you enjoy that kind of music, more power to you. Me, I haven't, it's not like I haven't tried. I've tried to actually sit and listen to more than a couple songs by Lady Gaga and all those other pop singers of the same vein. And yeah, I just wasn't able to. It's just not my thing. So, yeah. Number 11, I know something. In a book, movie, or album you have an obsessive insider info kind of love with. I don't know. I don't really have. There isn't really like any kind of movie or album that I'm like really obsessed with. Like, maybe when I was a kid, there was some stuff I would listen to over and over, movies that I watch over and over. Usually it was like some kind of Disney movie. Me and my sister would watch a bunch of Disney movies over and over, and but yeah, nothing in particular really. Nothing that I consider myself to be too obsessed with. Unless of course it's like anything by Metallica. Yeah, which I've already listened to every Metallica album more than a lot of other people have, so, or more than most casual Metallica fans, I would say. I don't know. Number 12, the real thing, name, book, movie, or album that really defines you or changed you in such a profound way. Again, no album in particular. Just a lot of really awesome albums that I listened to, mostly when I was a teenager, which I was, in fact, introduced to when I was a teenager. So, yeah, it was really an awesome time, actually, when I think back of how, so many awesome bands that I was introduced to when I was a teenager, like Metallica, White Zombie, Rob Zombie, Korn, Marilyn Manson. I like some of Marilyn Manson stuff, not all of it. A lot of other bands too. I'm trying to think of Iron Maiden, Tool, Slayer. So Pantera, definitely Pantera, Mudvayne, Slipknot. So yeah, they all had a profound impact on me personally, and also how I approached and interpreted music in general. So that'll do it. That was the last question. Hope this video doesn't end up being way too long, but I'm gonna go ahead and tag some people. I'm gonna tag Michael S. Deutsch, or Mikey D as I like to call him, Mikey D. Gonna tag Alex Black. Also, another booktuber. I think this will be the first time I tag her. Her name is FicBooka. That's the name of her channel, FicBooka. I know that she likes a lot of the same bands that I like too. So, also gonna tag another awesome booktuber, Carla, from Carla's Book Bits. So, yeah, and I feel like you don't really have to be a fan of Alice in Chains or rock music to do this tag. So, it'd be kind of cool to see what answers these fellow booktubers give. So, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you feel up to it, yeah. And as always, until next time, keep it real, keep on rocking, and peace.